Hello, who's there? Hello, hello, hello.
Hello.
Hello. They can't see you yet.
Okay.
Join. MJ, you are the first person. Good afternoon, MJ. Thank you for joining us again. Thank you, Esther. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, guys. As you're coming in, please do the honors and share. Share, please. Laulu, good afternoon. And you know, Laulu is an up starter because he has already shared, and Facebook has notified me that Laulu just shared. Thank you so much, Laulu. It's great to know that you're so familiar with us that you freely share even before you are asked. Thank you so much. Justin, good afternoon. Gregory, how are you? Again, hello Lemmy, how you doing? Good afternoon. I am back with you guys. I am back. Today I decided that I'm not leaving you guys alone. Every hour, if possible, I will come to you with a guest. Well, with a family member, not a guest. Every hour of today, if I can. Justin, I can see you've already written share. Justin, please share. Thank you, guys. Joy, good afternoon. How are you? Thank you, guys. Justin have shared, and Facebook have notified me that Justin has shared. So thank you again, Justin. Guys, without further ado, I think I'm going to get started because this is going to be an interesting interview. I'm looking forward to speaking to this family member, DSA family member that is right here in front of me, and I know that you guys want to see. You've seen the name like the one before the last that I did. You saw the name, but you couldn't put a face to the name. And in this occasion as well, I believe that's how it is. You know the name, but probably don't know the face. So I'm going to unveil now. So here we go. I am going to unveil to you our guest / family, DSA family. I'm going to unveil in a minute. I'm just keeping you all in suspense. So thank you so much. Before we start, I have an announcement, and this is a very important announcement for all DSA family. I'm going to make this announcement again so that it will resonate with us. We need people that can help us to watch 20-minute videos and transcribe every word in that video. So basically, you listen to the video, and each word in that video, you write down, you type, and send them to us. If you're willing, if you want to do that for us, please write TV, which is transcribed video, okay? TV. So we know that you're interested. TV. If you're interested, please write your name and also put your email down. Or what you could do is write TV in a subject and write to VIP@godembassy.org. VIP@godembassy.org. This is going to be a real help and support for us. If you could do that, and also I believe it will benefit you too, because the videos you're transcribing are videos of DSA and DSA teachings, and while you listen, faith cometh by hearing. So you would also get something out of it. So it's not just a one-way thing. So if you're willing to do that, and you can, we have several videos that we want to transcribe. They're just 20 minutes long, and you can listen for 20 minutes. 20 people can do this. No, not 20 people. We need at least 60 people. So if 60 people comes and one person does one, that's it. We'll be very glad. So if you can do that for us, please contact us at VIP@godembassy.org. And the subject matter would be TV, which is transcribed videos. Okay? Thank you very much. I would announce that again. Pataga. I think that's share. Am I right?
Partager.
Partager. Sorry, it's French. Partager. Who wrote that?
My
Who
French
wrote
followers.
that? Partager. Okay, let's go because I know you want me to review it. So, who do we have here?
Woo.
We have Pastor Pierre Emmanuel Jean.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
nice. Yay.
Very well pronounced.
Oh, thank you very much. So, guys, let me just today I'm not going to say, well, in this session, because you know we did a DDD, which was when we had the dessous to us sharing. So now we're going to say sharing in French. Partager. So when I say share, I'll be going partager. Okay, people? Okay? Do we agree? Thumbs up. Thank you. So let's go to Pastor.
Hi.
Pierre.
Okay, hi everyone.
Hello.
Thank you to be there. I'm glad to partage with you. I'm glad to share with you. Salutations spéciales à tous les francophones qui sont là. Il y aura un petit plus pour vous et à tous ceux qui me suivent. Thank you everyone. Thank you Mayowa to receive me.
Thank you. Oh, I like that. Oh, let me just say. I like that French accent, you know. The only problem is that I'm not going to understand what he's saying, but I just like the way he was speaking. Oh, I love it.
Just a little word in French for the French people.
Okay, we're going to have a bit of French and a bit of English, okay? A lot of English and a bit of French. So let's do it that way, all right? So let's go, sir. So I would like you to tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay.
Introduce yourself to us, DSA family.
Yes, thank you. Well, my name is Pierre Emmanuel Jean, just like you said. Yes, and I'm celebrating also my Golden Jubilee.
Ooh.
Yes, because I've embarked in my 50s just a few months ago, and I'm a happy married man and a happy father of 5 children.
Ooh.
Yes, it's good in France. It's few few people have so many children. And we have also 2 granddaughters.
Wow.
Okay, I'm also pastoring a church, as you mentioned. In fact, I founded 2 churches in the center of France, and we are working to spread the gospel, to make disciples and everything. I'm also involved in worship ministry with all my family. They are all players, singers, and we have a great band, and I have a great team there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I am already impressed, right? In his 50s, Pastor Pierre Emmanuel Jean, I like that name. He's in his 50s already. He said he was 50 a few months ago. Can you believe that, guys? Because I can't believe it. I don't know about you, but I really can't believe it. So, he was 50 a few months ago. Yes. And the surprise really is that he's got 5 children. Do you know, he mentioned something there that in France, people have fewer children than 5.
Yeah.
I think, what's the average in France?
2.
2.
Yes.
Look at that. 2 in France. So, you're already exceptional.
Yes.
Just with that. And is happily married with the 5 children and grandchildren to follow. So he's like a granddad. We have a granddad here. Okay, that's interesting. And also he talked about his ministry. He talked about music ministry as well, worship ministry. Yes. And all the members of his family are involved in this. You know, I am tempted to ask him to sing us a song out when we're leaving at the end of this program today. I might ask him that. I'm hinting him already, if he doesn't know, that this is a hint.
Yes, with pleasure. And if you have a guitar, it will be very great.
With pleasure. We're going to dance out today. Okay,
If we
guys?
can find a guitar.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to that. Thank you for obliging. Thank you so much. So let's continue this. I'm going to ask you, just tell us a little bit more about yourself, how you discovered Dr. Sunday.
Okay.
So let's start with you, and then how you discovered Dr. Sunday. Okay?
It's been a long journey for me as a Christian. I went to Christ 30 years ago now, and real soon I knew I was called to serve, and I had this fire in me to serve God. So I made my way to be a preacher, then a pastor, then a founder of church, then a disciple maker. But I have to make my way to be able to access to the truth that and the wisdom, because it's not very rich in my country on the evangelical or Pentecostal churches. There is like a small world, so I have to fight. I have to pray. I have to seek to find the truth and the values in which I believe now, and which I use to build ministry and people. So in my quest of truth and a way to become better, I read books. I've worked my English to be able to access to the English world, and that's how I found Dr. Sunday. And I began to read his books maybe 10 years ago.
Wow.
Yes. So I began to read the ones in French, how to be a reformer in your country, church shift, even on the leader. I used some of these books in my disciple schools also. And but recently I become more intense in following him and watching videos, in reading other books in English, and I feel that it was the truth I was needed now. So I decided to go further. So I tried to write a mail, because in listening to your live, I heard the address, and to my surprise, he answered me personally. First of all, I thought it was maybe his assistant using his name, but with time, I noticed it was himself answering me, and he proposed me to come here to visit, and that's what I did.
Guys, this story is right. In this interview, I'm discovering so many things. I don't know if you are, but I will highlight them to you. First of all, right, we have Pastor Pierre here that is in France, which is, yes, is in Europe, is in France, and from a totally different background. From what he's saying in terms of France, they're not really so into Pentecostal or evangelical churches, but he, in the quest for the truth and in the quest for knowledge, he reads a lot of books, and he discovered Dr. Sunday. What I'm saying here is that every single person that I've had an interview with, and all the people that I've heard their testimonies or their stories, it's always been seeking for the truth. So I think there's something about Dr. Sunday and the truth, because everyone has been saying the same thing about truth. You know, seeking knowledge, seeking truth, seeking to develop. So this is where Pastor Pierre is saying as well. And you know, what surprises me in Pastor Pierre's story is that in France, with another language, how he was seeking so much truth that he learned English, he reads a lot of books, and he came across Dr. Sunday's book and then started watching his video. And to top it up, this same story, the last guest I had, remember they said when they sent their email, when she sent the email, that she got a response immediately, but she didn't believe. What is it about everyone not believing that Pastor Dr. Sunday will respond to them? I think it's the world that we live in now, right? But now, guys, let's introduce you to another world where when you communicate with somebody, that person, in the person of Dr. Sunday, you get a response. You must expect when you correspond with him, when you write to him, and his email is pastor@godembassy.org. I wanted to give you another email. No, I wanted to give you the blog website, Sunday Adelaja blog. But no, it is pastor@godembassy.org. Feel free to write to him. I don't need to say more. You've heard several of this interview. It's been the same thing where I write to him. The people write to him not even expecting a response. That's what I don't understand. But let's keep going, because this, to me, is like music to my ears, and even the accent and everything. I'm so loving this interview. So let's go on. I'm going to let Pastor Pierre continue his in his own words, his story.
Okay. Well, thank you. But what is the question? What would
the
you
new
like
question.
me to
Yes.
talk
So
about?
how you encountered and you got the email? You said that you got the.
Yeah.
So you got the email. You
Yes.
got email correspondent, and he invited you and said, you can come over, and you decided to I'm going to come over. But before we go to that, right, I just want to learn a little bit more about how his teachings, or what you've been reading about. First of all, what did you start with in terms of reading? Because you mentioned reading a lot. You said you read a lot in your quest for truth. So what are the things that you find out? What are the things that propelled you to write and then take the next step of coming over here? So yes, the truth is very wide. What are the specific truths that you discovered that got you here, where we are, or to even write the email in the first place?
The truth that I very liked in the teaching of the pastor, first of all, when I read the first books, was the impact on society that every church, every Christian should have made. And I feel connected because we were working with a vision to make disciples, to conquer, to our leitmotif, our motto in church is Matthew 28:19, go and make disciples of all nations. So I feel really connected to that, and it was our great vision, and it was also something he had accomplished, because having a vision is one thing, having accomplished is another thing. So I was very learning, and I was resourcing myself and motivated myself with the truth to keep my eyes high, because he said you can be a deliverer of a nation, etc., etc. So I was fueling me regularly with these books to maintain my faith, my level of faith, my spirit of conquest, etc., etc.
Spirit of conquering. You said something about you can deliver your state, you can deliver your nations. What book were you reading? Which of Pastor's book were you reading? Dr. Sunday Adelaja's book?
Read a lot How to Be a Reformer in Your Nation.
Okay.
Because it's in French. I read also Churchist. I read also in English The Whole World is Waiting for You. I read all the books. I read the books of Money more recently, just when it get out. Yes, Money Won't Make You Rich. I read a lot of in English, the smallest in English. I read a lot.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay, Pastor Pierre has actually mentioned quite a few books there. Church Shift is a big one. How to Be a Reformer in Your Nation. I don't know of the book at all, but I know that Dr. Sunday has written several books about reformation and reforming a nation. So that's not new to me. His specialty is nations. So that's really not news. It's just that particular title I haven't heard, but I'm going to check it out because it's in French, but it's probably, you said it's in English as well. So I'm going to check that out. Right. So, another question that I want to ask you is, so after reading those books and, those books were helping you to develop your faith, to strengthen you, to be able to conquer your nation and even conquer whatever concerns that you have about you being a pastor from what you're saying. So after reading that book and then you wrote your letter to him, what were your thoughts from, writing the letter? What were you thinking, or your expectations, should I say?
Okay.
Well, when I wrote to Pastor, it was about one thing more personal, because I followed his series on money, and he mentioned one thing about investments, and I wanted to know something personal. And so he answered me, and he said, okay, I can help you, but I'm interested
Okay,
in...
the old soldier is ready. Who is the person?
In fellowship. He told me he was interested in fellowship, and I was very touched, because I say I'm also interested in fellowshipping with people before dealing about everything. So I said, wow, that's great. So okay, so I'm coming to see you. So it was the first contact. Then, in fact, I planned to come in the past months for HNT, but I didn't know anything about that. So I wanted to come with this appointment we made about that particular subject, and I wanted to come soon. So I said, okay, in April you have an event. Okay, I'm coming. But what is this HNT? Okay. And I didn't make it because I had a problem, and I didn't. But I'm happy for that, because the next one I will be prepared, because I wanted to come to see the pastor, and doing HMT not prepared won't be so beneficial for me. Now, so it was good conduct by God, so I came this month.
Okay. It's really interesting. It's interesting for so many reasons, but one of the reasons that I caught out of that, your references to Dr. Sunday, is that, first of all, you came after having a conversation with him. Did you have a conversation by Skype, or was it email conversation?
Through email.
Okay, through email. And you established that you two should have a relationship first.
Yes.
You should have a relationship. Why don't you come over? And this was a discussion that you had through email. How did you feel so comfortable to have that type of conversation, especially after the first contact, where you felt that is it his secretary, or is it or is it him? What was in the content of that communication that gave you the confidence to just feel that way? Because it's not face to face, it's not on the phone, and it's not Skype or anything. I really want to know a little bit more about that. The reason is because the people out there that they find it difficult to believe, just, like you said, to even believe that if I write to a pastor or somebody like Dr. Sunday, that I will get any response. That's number one. And secondly, when they do get response, they cannot really they cannot engage in that way. They don't feel that they can engage in, maybe there's something that you have that you can help other people with to help them. Because to me, it almost felt like you had a relationship with him already, but this was in writing.
Yeah.
This was not even a conversation on the phone. So please tell us a little bit more about that.
Okay.
Well, in fact, the Pastor Sundays himself make it easy for me, because I've been around people trying to fellowship and never succeed. So for me, if himself proposed me to do that, it's easy for me, because I've traveled, I've paid much to see people, or to not even on the only purpose to see them, but trying to see them and never succeed. So for me, it was easy. If the door is open for me to come, it's easy, because I've made it so much, and hoping doors will open and never open. So for me, it was easy. In fact, when I saw his answer, I knew it was himself answering me, because he said, okay, I'm okay for what you are asking me, but I prefer, I'm interested first in fellowshipping with people. So I knew it was him personally. And so, okay, and so I give him my answer back. Okay, I'm ready to come. Is it okay? Say, yeah, of course, come, and we are gonna meet together. So with that, it's okay for me because I've traveled for closed door. So hoping the door will open when I be there. So I make everything to hoping, and okay, I came back. That this time the door is open, so I know I will not lose nothing. I'm a winner already.
Yeah. Wow. Wow, guys. Partijay. Right now, I want you to do that because you really need to hear this. Somebody needs to hear this. These are open doors. These are opportunities. And you know what really amazes me is that this is not even a phone conversation. It's not a video call. This is a email letter that is sent by one device to the other, just saying hello, how are you, and how they foster a relationship through that relationship, doors opening through just an email. So I'm really interested in you out there to get yourself together. You know, if you want to get in touch, you've seen this, email pastor@godembassy.org. Pastor Pierre did that, and look, you can tell from his responses, that from his countenance, from his speech, from the way that he's talking, that this has yielded benefit for him. You know, from his answers, you can tell. So if you are somebody like that, like him, like Pastor Pierre, and you want to get in touch, you're seeking, this is your opportunity. There's always an open door. And you know what Pastor Pierre said that is really key here? That he has traveled miles for closed doors. So when a door opened and he saw that the door opened, I feel like he had some discernment as well, because through email, sometimes you feel like you're not really getting, you can't really tell. You can't really tell how people are feeling. But with him, I think he also, Pastor Pierre, has got something in him. Maybe it's through the experience of the closed doors, or maybe it's through knowledge or wisdom, or I don't know what it is, but he felt that relationship too. But one other key thing that he said was that Dr. Sunday made it easy for him. It made it easy in the relationship. So if you're out there thinking that it's going to be difficult, you've heard from somebody else that said, Dr. Sunday makes it easy. They don't know each other from anywhere. The only relationship was from books and maybe listening to some of his videos or audios, and that's it. And it's even in a different language. English and a French-speaking person, totally different, okay? So I'm interested to hear more about this. And what I want to know, please, Pastor, is I want to know, now that you did this called communication and you're here, what are your, what I want to know about your experience here.
Yeah.
Because I see you, I don't know what's going on in your head. I see you here and everything. We celebrated together over the last few days. We've rejoiced together, you know, that's fine. I want to know, I've maybe been in the same room with you right now, makes me closer, but I believe that the viewers as well, the audience right now, they would like to know. That's what they want to know about your experience now that you've met him.
Okay. Well, I've been there 4 days, I think. I arrived for the Saturday's Day celebration. So in few days, I can say it's wide. I can talk about many things, and I've noticed many things. And to continue about what we were talking about, this accessibility, this access he gives, and he gives me through mail to make it easy for me to come with him. I found that in everything around. I've tested, and it's a culture, because every assistant of him, every person here around, has that in mind, to make it easy for you to come, to anticipate your needs or everything. I found it's like a way of life. It's a culture. It's a spirit. his mindset is around in the people around him.
Okay. For that. So what you're saying is that even when you've arrived here, been here, this is the culture here.
Yeah.
So your experience here has been the same of acceptance,
Yeah.
of every single person assistant and everyone that lives in this house. Their acceptance is of the same similarity to Dr. Sunday from what you had through your communication,
Yeah.
through the email.
Yes.
Okay?
It's not fake.
It's not fake. So
Yes.
this is real.
Yes.
This is a way of living. This is a lifestyle. This is
Yes.
not just a fluke that, you
Yes.
feel this way. This is a way of life. Okay, that's good. I want you to talk because I want to turn the camera to you. Because you're responding and people can't see that. I'm saying
Okay.
all these things. So I want others to see your response. So with this being a lifestyle and
Yeah.
being a culture, what are the other things that you've come to understand in the 4 days? You said 4 days now that you've been here?
Yeah.
Or 5 days?
5.
5
It's
days.
my fifth
day.
Yeah.
Okay. In the 5 days, what are your experience daily? I know you came from the Golden Jubilee and
Yeah.
also to see him. So I just want other people out there to know what your experiences are with tangible examples.
Okay, there is many things I observed. Just even to continue on that first thing, which is huge for me, accessibility. For example, next event, when 1 month back, when I was searching to come here, next event was the celebration of birthday of pastor. Okay, so I wrote, if it's possible for me to come, of course you can come. But when I came, I didn't measure. It was like it could have been like a private fest, and for me, I was a stranger. In fact, I was even a little embarrassed to be there because I was with the guest and I'm not part of the ministry family. I came for the first time. And he accepted me. I think maybe it's an error. I passed through the mass, but he knew me by my name. When I came with to sign the magazine, someone have told him, "Oh, John, you are here. Okay, welcome." So it's not by error that I'm here. So why did he invite me for his birthday? That's a sign of acceptance because I'm nobody. He could have said, "No, come once more next week, come a weeks after that." I didn't measure. It was a so wide celebration, and so this speaks for me. This speaks about the same topic, about accepting people, about relating to people. That's the first thing. But I have wrote because there are so many things. I cannot stock it.
Okay, I'm not going to interrupt you, so I want you to go on with what you've written, what you want to share with us, sir.
Okay. One thing, among others, even in about leadership for me, I'm engaged in leadership, so I can see, but the way he does things in his own birthday talks me a lot about leadership and how to relate to people. And even if it was his birthday, it was obvious that he was focusing on blessing other people and to honor people, to make it for his birthday. He made gifts for his people and take a all afternoon to honor them, to take time for them to be honored by the people from here, but also from the foreigners. For us, DSA family, we were there and we were celebrating the local people. It's very wise for leadership because, wow, the people feel that they have an international recognition, and I knew it was intentional for him, and all these things. I've taken notes about the way it was like a living leadership.
Wow,
and that's one example. There are many things about this topic.
I want you to say all your examples, but I just want to say Guys, please, is it partage? Partage. Share. Partage. Because this is really interesting. I really didn't even see, each person in this interview have actually taught me so much. I can't tell you enough. And I don't want you to miss out on it, or your friends or your family missing out on it. So, partage. Well, what I wanted to say is what Pastor Pierre was saying in terms of Dr. Sunday's celebration, the birthday celebration. First, he's saying the fact that he invited him, being somebody that he doesn't even know, is a stranger, they only communicated through email, and he invited him to come over. He didn't envision, which is Pastor Pierre, didn't even envision that the celebration was going to be so big. And when he came and he saw so many people, and the event is a 3-day event, he was shocked that, why me? Who am I? Why did you invite me? And to top it up, first he recognized him immediately by name and said, oh, John, Pierre John, come over. He signed the magazine, they spoke, and then to further it up, he saw the leadership, because Pastor Pierre is involved in leadership, and he recognized leadership when he sees one. So to learn, he also said that he's learned something, because during Dr. Sunday's celebration, he was actually celebrating other people. He was celebrating the local people that are here, that have worked with him over the last few years. So his celebration was to celebrate other people. So that's something for him about leadership. Secondly, about leadership was that he got us, the DSA family, who are foreigners. They call us foreigners here. He got the foreigners to honor the local people. And that means, and this is what I've learned just now from Pastor Pierre, is that means the local people here will know that they have international recognition. So hearing that just now is another lesson for me, because I was involved in all this. I know all this, but it didn't click to me that way. So I'm really, really keen that you guys would please partage, and let other people learn from what Pastor Pierre is saying. Please do that right now. Thank you.
Yes, about this topic also, just mention that the local person is celebrated were not only the most with title, they recognize also, like we could say, the little tasks, the humble task, but done with years of faithfulness, loyalty, and he honors all those people on the same level, take the same time for each one of them, and it was really great. Real greatness is to make feel others great, recognize the greatness in others. That's leadership, but not worldly leadership. I think the real leadership, Jesus is the real leader, and his way of life is real leadership. We, the church, we have to teach leadership, because we should have been the best. And what I retain from that is that leadership is not a profession. It's your life. And what I saw in Pastor Sunday, it's he could have said, okay, it's not church time, it's not time to form people, it's like a personal thing, it's my birthday, we are not doing professional thing, I'm not going to do leadership now. But in fact, it's like it's in his nature. And that's what is Christianity, is God nature became flesh. And leadership is also part of something. It's not something I need when I'm going to organize my church or my business. It should have been part of me, but kingdom leadership. And that's what I saw in him. It's in his nature. He's like an incarnation of it. And that's great. That was great.
Wow. I don't want to talk too much, right? So I'm going to turn the camera again. Please take notes, okay? This is about leadership. This is the demonstration of leadership. Not only that another leader is talking about, another leader demonstrating leadership. For me, this is like a double whammy of knowledge, wisdom, experience. So please, guys, don't pass on this. Concentrate, focus. I want to focus as well. Let me focus, okay?
Okay, thank you. So for me, I retain also a lesson about this. That's when when we have an event, even an event to organize, let's be intentional and not wasting this occasion to bless people, to honor people, to make them feel great, to help them to pursue their goals or everything. So that's what I will retain for myself to do after having seen it in practice. And that's great, that's great.
Did you say you wrote a song about this?
No.
Oh.
No, I take a lesson.
A lesson.
A lesson,
Oh, okay,
excuse
sorry.
me.
Wow.
Not yet, I not wrote a song. Maybe.
Okay, go on.
No, the lesson I took from
Yes,
that,
big lesson.
to be intentional about that in a form of leadership, of way of doing even private event.
Wow. Somebody has written, this is a quote from you, sir. I don't know if you recognize it. It says, leadership is not a profession, it's a lifestyle.
Yes.
That's what you said. And they've made it into a quote, and somebody's clapping. So I just want you to know that's Gregory and Justin Mayo. I just read your messages out there. They are just like, wow, leadership is not a profession, it's a lifestyle.
Yes.
You know, it's not something that you go off and do. It's like, okay, when I'm having corporate meeting with my people, that's when I show leadership. But in my life, I'm something else.
Yes.
It's a lifestyle.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, other topic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
What I can know I've been deep in that, but I can observe that. And for me, it's also leadership, but it's also wisdom, it's also evidence, it's also the Jesus teachings in say you will recognize someone by the fruits. So there's a big evidence there. There's a big evidence there when you see the fruits of the pastor. But first of all, what I want to mention, which is not even the fruits everyone is gonna to get first, but for me is the main fruits is the family fruits. And when we saw during the celebration, I didn't know his family. I just see pictures, but I never even see a video of them talking. But the way his children have been talking and the way they are behaving, and the level of the disciple revealed the level of the master. And the level of the family revealed the level of Christianity and of Christian leadership the parents have. More than even the church. Because you can play game with the church, you cannot with your family. And if you are not what you say you are, they won't follow you, they won't grow. So it's the ultimate test for me and for the Bible. Because say if someone wants to be an overseer in the church, let him do his family well, let him grow his family well. So it means to access ministry responsibility, you have to assume your family responsibility. So I see the greatness, I see even like a different mindset in his children. It's obvious. I didn't talk much to them. I see them behaving, speaking. They are leaders, without knowing maybe, but I see the greatness of thinking, of mind. There is something developed in them. Christianity, but also other things developed in them. Ability to think, to relate. Oh, I see them serving the children in the kitchen. The other day I was there at table, I was served by them. Wow, for me, wow. It talks much for me.
Wow.
Yes,
Wow.
because I'm in this also. We are believing that in our church that family is the first ministry, and I have to succeed in the way my children are growing. It's so important for me, and indeed it's so important. So I see these fruits, very, very beautiful fruit in his family, really.
Oh, wow. Okay. Any more there?
Yes, I have many, but maybe you can interact. I don't.
Okay. Guys, every person have a different angle. I don't even know. Every time I should expect better now. I should know that each person that comes up with this interview, they have a different perspective. I know that theoretically, but to actually see it and witness it like this is amazing. Please, guys, Potterjay, please, you must with this video. This video, others needs to hear it. There's so many reasons why I think others needs to hear it, but one of them is the simplicity, the truth, the level of understanding, the level of leadership, information that is in this is so practical. Everything that I'm hearing here is so practical. And I'm living in it face to face, but I'm not even observing to this level. So that's the reasons why I am thinking, please, Potterjay, okay? So that others can learn like I am, like you are right now. So let's move on. I really want to know what you're going to take away with you. You've said so much about leadership. You've talked about family. I know that you're a family man because you're not with the crowd of 2 in France. You're with the crowd of how many God wants you to have. So family is an important aspect for you. You mentioned when you started that you're very happily married, which gladdens my heart as well, and many people as well. So what are you taking away? What are you going to do differently? What is going to be the impact of this visit, this time with Dr. Sunday in your life, first of all, then in your ministry, and then in anything else that I haven't mentioned that you want to mention?
Okay, well, in fact, the impact began before I came, because as I said earlier, I became more intense those last months in videos and reading books. I command e-books, and I've immersed myself in the teachings, and I begin to make changes just before coming, because the truth of the books I've read and the video were really in line with what God wants me to do now. And in fact, there were answers there that I was searching for. So I began to make the changes before coming, even before coming. And the impact will be great, but the first thing I want to do is to immerse myself deeper, because I just mentioned the surface things, but yesterday, for example, just by accident, he told us, or no, not yesterday, the night before, he told us about his projects and the numbers of the books, the numbers of the project already in place. And I said, no, it's not. It's incredible. I asked him again the question, maybe I've not heard correctly, so is it really 100,000 projects? He said, yes. And I know all the other domain in which is very productive, and you can find that. I'm not to say everything, but only that. I say, humanly, how is it even possible to just man? And what I've noticed about him, I think it's true. It seems to me like this man has made himself like a war machine. And with this machine, he can go, and he can attain what is normally impossible for a human. So the main thing I've seen then, I want to make myself a machine like that, because I have not many years for me to live, and I want to make myself like a machine to achieve. That's why my first immediate goal, I have wider goals, but my first goal is to make myself this machine. That's why I'm gonna immerse myself in his way of thinking, because I've observed that his way of thinking, I know it's the key, I know to everything, it's the wisdom you have who is the key to what you want to achieve. All, of course, we are Christian, it depends on God, but you have to have the wisdom of God, the way of thinking. When Prophet Isaiah 55 say, my thoughts are not your thoughts, and your ways are not my ways. What does it mean? It means that the ways of God are related to his thinking. We are not on his way because we have not his way of thinking. He says, your thinking is not my thinking, my ways are not your way. But if I can access to the way of thinking of God, it means I can access to his way. So I have to change my way of thinking. And I know he's got a mindset very special, very unique. And he has formed himself in this way of thinking, of working, of being, and that's the secret. So I want to learn of him, and that's what we were discussing with him. And my first goal is to learn and to change my mindset. I want to become a war machine.
A war machine. A war machine.
Yes.
Wow. Oh my God. Did you get that? War machine. I didn't even think about that. But hey, it's not me. I don't have to think all the time. So Dr. Sunday, in your opinion, has made himself like into a war machine. And it just fires. Based on what you've seen over the last few days, that is your conclusion on that. And you want to develop yourself so that you can become a war machine as well.
Exactly.
You mentioned that you don't have many years to go.
Yeah.
But in the time that you have, that for me, that is real courage right there. Courage that even though I don't have many years to go, I am determined. I have made a decision that I'm going to make myself into what I want, which is to create myself to be the best that I can be. You know, and you are learning, you want to learn from somebody else, you're willing to develop yourself and learn as much as you can. You know, one thing that you said really now that I haven't really ever thought of is that quote from Isaiah 55. Your ways are not my ways, and your thoughts are not my thoughts. Do you know that a lot of us, Christians and religious people, well, I'm going to speak for myself. I take that absolute and I just leave it there. But you've just done something different for me, where I no longer would ever take this verse as an absolute. It means that it's just stating that I don't think like you, you don't think like me. But you then went further to say, if I want to think like him, then I have to find out his ways of thinking.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. If I can think like him, I will be on his way. That will mean he will be with me. He will accompany me. I cannot find these ways because I don't got the thinking. My thinking are not your thinking. So it's not said in the verse, but it's under. So that's why your ways are not my ways. You are aspiring, but you are not reaching. You have to reach the thinking to be able to walk on my ways.
Yes. Yeah. But you know what? Even though they're not my ways are not his ways, the fact that I have the ability to then find his ways, I think that's the door that you opened for me. Okay. That way is not my way right now, but I can find out that his ways to be my own way, or walk with him through that way. It's not saying that you go this way, I go this way. My thinking of that verse was, this is your way, this is my way. Let's go our separate ways. Yes.
No. You want more of that?
Oh my! I do.
Listen to this one, big one. When Jesus spoke with his disciple, and Matthew 16, and he said, "What are the people saying about me?" You know this passage, and the disciples. Some say you are John the Baptist. Some say you are one of the prophets of the old time. I say, okay. And he said, but you, what did you say? What do you say of me? You, what do you say of me? And nobody was answering. And Peter say, you are the Christ, you are the Messiah, the Son of the living God. And Jesus say, oh, it's good, because it's not your thinking. It's the Father who revealed that to you. But when we reflect on this, no, we are not yet. Say, look at that. Jesus say, what are the men saying of me? And he say, but you, what are you saying? What does it mean? It means Jesus was expecting them to think not like men. And it's not my interpretation. Look just after that, Jesus told his disciple, he had to suffer, he has to die. And Peter said, no, Lord, this won't happen. And what Jesus said, go back to me, Satan, because you are not thinking like God, you are thinking like man. How can a man rebuke another man? You are not thinking like God. Of course, I'm a man. But if Jesus was expecting them to think like God, it's because he was teaching them to think like God. And it's just what Peter himself, who is rebuked now, was getting just a minute earlier. He was beginning to think like God. Yes, you've got it. I'm the Son of God. And you have access to the thinking of God. That's good. But now you're in the wrong. And I rebuke you. If it was not... Jesus is just. He could not have rebuked someone to not think like God if God himself doesn't want us to think like him. So it means, like for a born-again person, it's normal to think like God. Good one.
Yeah. Guys, we need to start thinking like God. God actually rebuked Peter for not thinking like him. He says, what are the men thinking? What are people saying? And what do you say? So he has expectation, and the expectation is that you think like him. Wow. Guys, if you see me, right, by the time I get out of here, I am going to be fully loaded, because this experience in the last 48 hours, it's just been an amazing. Each one has topped the other. So I'm so glad. Pata J, please save this video on your Facebook profile. Save it. You can save it. Click on save, please. You will need this. Pata J. I'm so intrigued. Please say some more. I really want you.
Just a statement to make the conclusion of this.
Okay.
Listen to this one. If Jesus would not have the intention to replicate his supernatural life in us, he wouldn't have formed disciples, he would have formed worshippers. If he was the Son of God, and it was impossible for us to think like him, to walk in his way, to be like him, say, okay, I'm here to be worshipped. It's okay. I'm different. You cannot have access. I'm the Son of God. But he didn't came to be worshipped. He came to make disciples. That means it's the normal Christian life to think like him, to become like him, etc., etc. Wow. That's good.
Oh, wow. Our time is up. But did you hear that? If Jesus did not intend for us to be like him, he would create worshippers to worship him, because he's above us. He would not have disciples. He have disciples so that they can replicate him. All this is making so much sense with what Pastor Pierre is saying, that it's just like another mind opening. For me, when I get this type of understanding, I feel like my mind is being opened, like my head is being opened, and somebody has input wisdom into me. And I can do anything, I can go anywhere. I now understand some of the things that Dr. Sunday says in terms of, even in the scale of gratitude. I know that that's what, I just thought this was him. This is taken from the Bible. This is God's intention. This is Jesus' intention in the first place. And this is another confirmation from somebody else in his own words with backup of scriptures for those of you who love scriptures. So, you know the scale of gratitude for Dr. Sunday. And as Pastor Pierre has just also confirmed, with the word of God, with explanation, with details, understanding, then we need to replicate. We need to be like Jesus. We need to be creator on this earth. And, I've taken a lot from this interview. I am going to watch this interview personally again so that I can continue to learn and develop myself. But I appreciate you, Pastor Pierre Emmanuel Jean. I believe I pronounced it properly.
Very good.
Thank you. So, Patijay, please guys, please go and share. I'm going to turn the camera to Pastor Pierre Emmanuel Jean, to have the final words, because we've now reached the end of the program, but I want him to say the final words, please.
My final word would be, first of all, thank you. I want to thank Pastor Sunday, all this team, to the way I've been received there, to have generously gave me everything, materially, but also, and the wisdom I get, the things I get, the mentoring I received. There are so many other things, and I'm so grateful because it was very the moment for me to I needed more wisdoms. I want to expand myself. I need more, and I know I'm on. I not have it yet all in me because it's wide, but I have the source, and I'm going to immerse myself in the source.
Wow. I said he's going to have the final word, but I have to repeat that. I don't have it yet. I know the source. And I'm going to immerse myself in the source. What type of wisdom is that? That is divine, and I just love it. I thank you at home, wherever you're watching me from your device, from any location that you are all over the world. I appreciate you. It's been such a blessing to do this. I am so honored. Thank you so much. And I want to thank you, sir, Pastor Pierre Emmanuel Jean. I want to thank you so much for your time, for your wisdom, for your impartation today of so much great examples to make even Jesus, make the word, practicalizing the words for us through your life and through what you have informed us with your teaching. I'm grateful. You are truly a DSA family, DSA, part of DSA. So I appreciate you. DSA is a rare gem on this planet, somebody says, and is also breathing, reproducing so many rare gems. I have met so many rare gems on this interview alone. I cannot even tell you enough. Golden Jubilee has produced so many rare gems that I have seen for myself. So guys, you're welcome to join us wherever you are right now, and you're feeling like, okay, I need this knowledge, I need this impactation. Please get in touch. You know his email already, but I'll repeat it. It's pastor@godembassy.org. And you have YouTube, which is Sunday Adelaja Official. So Sunday Adelaja Official, that's the YouTube, and the blog is sundayadelajablog.com. So those are the main ones, but there is Twitter, there is Instagram. Please find out who this person is, Sunday Adelaja, and his teaching. Most importantly, check them out. Gregory is saying, Merci, Pastor Pierre, in French.
Wow.
Thank you, Gregory. And, sir, I want you to tell people, you really are going to have the final word, the words. I want you to tell people watching us now what your Facebook name is and how they can find you.
Yes.
Because I'm sure that the people watching you that want to find you as well. Yeah. So let's do that, please.
Easy. It's very easy. My Facebook page is available at my name, Pierre Emmanuel Jean.
Pierre Emmanuel John.
Maybe it's written in
Yes.
the comments or
Yeah.
even in
It's in
the
a tag.
title. So it's good. You can
Yeah.
find me.
Yeah.
You will find the picture. I'm with sunshine glasses with my first granddaughters. It's like a funny picture, and I'm here. Pierre Emmanuel Jean, you're welcome on my Facebook page. Thank you. Merci aussi à tous les francophones qui m'ont suivi. Même ceux qui n'ont pas compris, je sais qu'il y en a qui, sans comprendre, ont voulu me suivre parce qu'ils m'aiment et qu'ils me soutiennent. Vous êtes vraiment géniaux. Je vous aime. I said I thank my French speaking people who were there, and even I know there are some who didn't understand English, but they were there to support me. I love them. They are great people.
I'm loving this so much. I don't want it to end, but we have to go. Guys, I thank you. Thank you very, very much. It's a pleasure, always. Thank you.
Thank you,
See you again. Thank you, sir. See you again soon.